What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to take a look at the Beats Fit Pro and we're going to compare them to the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro. So this is something that you guys requested in the comment section of a previous video. Otherwise, I never really would have thought to compare these two. But like I said, you guys requested it, so here we are. So I'm going to keep this pretty surface level. I'm not going to go super in depth and compare every single spec in detail. I'm going to approach it more from just an overall user experience point of view to hopefully help you guys make a decision if you're considering either of these two earbuds. So something that's important to point out right off the bat is that with the Beats Fit Pro, you're getting that H1 chip. So if you're on an iOS device, you're going to get that very seamless user experience. So you're going to get the spatial audio, the automatic device switching, the audio sharing, and everything that comes along with having that H1 chip. So if you're an iOS user, that's going to make these very appealing compared to the Liberty 3 Pro. Now let's talk about price. So the Beats Fit Pro right now are $200 and the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro are $170. So you've got about a $30 price difference. Now moving over to the earbuds, with the Beats Fit Pro, you are getting physical button controls compared to the touch sensitive controls of the Liberty 3 Pro. So the Beats Fit Pro are going to be a little easier to use. They're going to be more accurate, especially if you're in a situation where maybe your hands are wet or maybe you're wearing gloves or something like that. But with the Liberty 3 Pro, they are giving you access to all of your controls at once. So you're able to do everything from play and pause your music, track forward, track backward, increase the volume, activate active noise cancellation or transparency mode. But with the Beats Fit Pro, if you want volume controls, you'll have to sacrifice your ambient sound control. So it is a little bit more convenient with the Liberty 3 Pro that you can really control everything without needing to reach for your phone. Now let's move over to the battery life. So with the Liberty 3 Pro, you're going to get up to 32 hours of battery life, including the case. Whereas on the Beats Fit Pro, you're getting up to 24 hours, including the case. And another advantage that the Liberty 3 Pro have over the Beats Fit Pro is that they include wireless charging. Honestly, I think at $200, you should get wireless charging on the Beats Fit Pro. I'm not sure why they didn't include it, but it's just kind of one of those things, you know, even if you don't really use wireless charging, at a certain price point, you just expect certain specs and features. Another advantage that the Liberty 3 Pro have is multi-point connection. So you can be connected to two devices at the same time and switch back and forth between the two. Again, with the Beats Fit Pro having that H1 chip, you do have access to automatic device switching between Apple devices. But with the Liberty 3 Pro, no matter if you're on iOS or Android, you're able to take advantage of that multi-point connectivity. Now let's move over to the fit. So obviously fit is super subjective, so it's going to depend highly on your ears specifically, but I'm going to do my best to summarize what I think about the fit between these two. So if you have smaller ears, the Liberty 3 Pro are going to be the better option. Once you find the right combination of ear wings and ear tips, you're able to get a very secure fit, but what you're really going to notice is that you're getting a more comfortable fit compared to the Beats Fit Pro. With the Beats Fit Pro, the earwing design does a great job of securing the earbud in place, and actually I think it gives you a more secure fit than the Liberty 3 Pro, but for me the Beats Fit Pro is a lot less comfortable than the Liberty 3 Pro. About 30 minutes is the longest I can wear them before I experience some ear fatigue. Now if you have larger size ears, I think the Beats Fit Pro are going to be perfect for you, especially for activities like working out. They're going to stay in place a little bit better than the Liberty 3 Pro, and I don't think you're going to experience ear fatigue nearly as quickly as somebody with smaller ears. Now let's go ahead and talk about sound quality. So if you're into high resolution audio codecs, the Liberty 3 Pro do support LDAC, whereas the Beats Fit Pro only support SBC and AAC. But what the Liberty 3 Pro really have going for them is their companion app. So if you're familiar with Soundcore products, then you know that they have one of the better companion apps out there. You're getting access to a ton of different EQ presets, and you can also create your own EQ preset. And they also have the Hear ID feature in which it basically gives you a hearing test and creates a custom EQ profile based on the results. So you have a ton of flexibility over the sound on the Liberty 3 Pro. With the Beats Fit Pro, you don't really have those same options. If you're on an iOS device, there are ways that you can kind of tweak the sound, but the level of customization is not nearly on the level of the Liberty 3 Pro. So the big difference to me between the sound on these two comes down to bass and volume. With the Liberty 3 Pro, you are able to bring out a little bit more of that low-end bass due to the EQ customization that you have. And then with the Beats Fit Pro, you're getting a louder max volume. So you have a little bit more range with the sound on the Liberty 3 Pro, but the Beats Fit Pro are also giving you some excellent sound. You're getting nice punchy bass, nice bright clarity, but I think what you notice the most is that they get louder than the Liberty 3 Pro. Now let's go ahead and talk about active noise cancellation and transparency mode. So with the Liberty 3 Pro, the active noise cancellation is very solid, but when it comes to the transparency mode, if I had to pick one weakness for the Liberty 3 Pro, it would probably be that. The transparency mode is not quite as effective as some of the other options out there, including the Beats Fit Pro. With the Beats Fit Pro, it sounds a lot closer to what it sounds like not having anything in your ears at all. The active noise cancellation of the Beats Fit Pro is also more effective than the Liberty 3 Pro, so they're able to block out noticeably more of your ambient sounds. Now let's go ahead and do a microphone test so you guys can see how these two stack up in terms of call quality. I think I know which one performs the best, but I'll let you guys be the judge. All right, so this is a microphone test of the Beats Fit Pro. So this should give you a pretty good idea as to how you would sound if you choose to take phone calls in a quiet environment. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Now let's see how they sound once we add some background noise. All right, so we got some simulated crowd noise being played on a speaker. So this should give you a pretty good idea as to how you would sound if you choose to take calls in a more noisy environment. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. And now this is a microphone test of the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro. So again, this should give you an idea as to how you would sound in a quiet environment. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Now let's see how they sound once we add some background noise. All right, so now we got some simulated crowd noise being played on a speaker. So this should give you an idea as to how you would sound if you choose to take calls in a more noisy environment. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. So that pretty much sums up what I consider to be the main differences between these two earbuds. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. For me personally, I would go with the Liberty 3 Pro, mostly because of the fit. But on top of that, I am an Android user, so a lot of the features that come with the Beats Fit Pro don't really apply to me. On top of that, I like having wireless charging as well as the EQ controls. So that's going to be it for this video. Do me a favor, if you found the video to be helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on social media to stay up to date on other reviews that I'll have coming up. And aside from that, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.